Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Healthcare Horizons podcast. Today, we're exploring one of the most influential theories of human development, Erik Erikson's psychosocial stages. Now, Erikson built on Freud's psychosexual stages, but he took them further. Instead of focusing just on childhood, Erikson believed development continues across the entire lifespan, from infancy all the way to old age. At each stage, we face a key conflict. If we resolve it successfully, we gain a strength, or as Erikson called it, a virtue. If we don't, it can lead to problems that echo into later stages. So let's walk through all 8 stages, one by one. Stage 1, trust versus mistrust. Mistrust, 0 to 18 months. This stage lines up with Freud's oral stage. Infants are completely dependent on caregivers, so consistent, nurturing care helps them develop trust. If care is unreliable or neglectful, mistrust develops. The virtue gained here is hope, the belief that the world is reliable. If unresolved, issues like depression, addiction, or even psychotic disorders may appear later. Stage 2, autonomy versus shame and doubt, 18 months to 3 years. Now we're in the toddler years. This is about independence, learning to say no, toilet training, and exercising willpower. Successful resolution leads to autonomy and the virtue of will, the confidence to make choices. But if caregivers are overly harsh or shaming, the child may develop doubt, compulsiveness, or impulsivity later in life. Stage 3, initiative versus guilt. Guilt, 3 to 5 years. Preschoolers are curious, imaginative, and eager to explore. This is when kids take initiative, trying out leadership, exploring roles, and setting goals. The conflict comes if initiative is punished or over-controlled, leading to guilt and inhibition. The virtue here is purpose. When resolved well, children learn they can act on the world in meaningful ways. If not, we may see paranoia, psychosomatic symptoms, or excessive competitiveness later. Stage 4, industry versus inferiority, 5 to 13 years. School years are all about learning, building skills, and measuring oneself against peers. Children develop a sense of industry when they succeed at tasks and gain recognition. If they repeatedly fail or feel inadequate, they develop inferiority. The virtue here is competence. Failure at this stage may cause conformity, low creativity, or guilt-driven behavior in adulthood. Stage 5, identity versus role confusion. Role confusion, 13 to 21 years. Adolescence is the search for identity, asking, who am I? Teens experiment with roles, groups, and beliefs. Success here leads to fidelity, the ability to stay true to oneself while remaining loyal to others. Failure means role confusion, not knowing who you are, which can lead to delinquency, unstable relationships, or even identity-related disorders. Stage 6, intimacy versus isolation, 21 to 40 years. Young adulthood is about forming close, reciprocal relationships. The challenge is balancing self-identity with connection to others. If successful, the virtue is love, the capacity for closeness and commitment. If unresolved, people may struggle with isolation, detachment, or fear of losing themselves in relationships. Stage 7, generativity versus stagnation, 40 to 60 years. Middle adulthood is often about giving back, raising children, contributing to society, mentoring the next generation. Success means generativity, with the virtue of care. If this stage is unresolved, it may lead to stagnation, self-indulgence, or a midlife crisis. People might feel purposeless or escape through destructive behaviors. Stage 8, integrity versus despair, 60-plus years. Finally, we reach late adulthood. This is a time of reflection. If people can look back on life with acceptance, they achieve integrity and the virtue of wisdom. They can face mortality with peace. But if regrets and bitterness dominate, despair sets in, bringing fear of death and hopelessness. Erikson put it beautifully. Healthy children will not fear life if their elders have integrity enough not to fear death. So, to summarize, Erikson mapped out 8 stages that span the human lifespan. Each stage builds on the previous ones, following what he called the epigenetic principle. Successful resolution leads to virtues: hope, will, purpose, competence, fidelity, love, care, and wisdom. Failure, on the other hand, can cause pathology, regression, or difficulty moving forward. What makes Erikson's theory so powerful is that it emphasizes growth throughout life, not just childhood. It reminds us that no matter our age, we're always developing, always facing challenges that shape who we are. That's it for today's episode on Erik Erikson's psychosocial development. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time as we continue exploring the big ideas that shape psychology. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.